Okay, today, upon a couple requests, I'm going to do a quick video on how to field strip and clean the Daisy Powerline 5501. First off, there is a little machine screw I've already taken out because I don't have a tripod for the camera or anything. It's all handheld here. There's a little machine screw, and it's a dinky little thing, and it goes right in the top of the slide, right there. Right in front of the sights. And that's the only screw that you need to take out. So first, eject the magazine. It's one of the steps here. Take off your base plate, hand grip, whatever you want to call it. In this case, I'm going to be taking out my air cartridge, which still has some air in it, but I'm done shooting for the day. It's a good day shooting. And off comes the slide because I tilted it up, but how it goes on, there's a spring there. Try to do that there, but it slides off the slide like that. Sorry for the unprofessional point of view right there. But here's the slide, aircraft aluminum, T61, and it's, you know, bulky enough that it feels like it's made of some quality components, but at the same time light enough that the blowback action can pop it back. And with this, what I'll do is I'll just go through and kind of wipe off any dirt that it may have sitting inside there, and then I will lightly oil this there's a flat little slide line right there on both sides. That's what slides back and forth on the top of the pistol. And there's another one up front here on both sides. That's really it as far as the slide goes. Now remove the spring. And there are two different sides of spring. There's that side, and there's that side. The difference is it is in a cone shape. You just can't really tell from the picture too much. The smaller diameter side goes against the gun. Larger diameter side goes against the slide. Try to remember that one. From here, you got a pretty good idea for all the mechanics are of the weapon here. So pull the hammer back all the way, it'll click. So it's all the way back. This is all the way forward. Right there. So you want to pull the hammer all the way back. Pull out the actuator. You gotta push down against the hammer here, like that. And this actuator is probably the most important. This is what your screw slides into right here for the slide. These rails right here. These, I'll be covering these here in a second, as well with the slider pad right here. So from here, I really do not go into too much oiling, just more cleaning. I'll go and I'll clean all the side slide areas on both sides. And this piston right here, I don't know if you can see that little valve, but when that striker slides forward and hits that pin, when there's an air charge in there, it hits that pin, it goes, blasts the air, which throws your BB down the slide there. You mess around with this too much, it will affect the overall performance of the gun. Now, there is also a circlip. Try to get focus. So circlip that goes right here. If you take off that circlip, which I have, you are able to pull out this assembly. And unless you are really, really having some issues with your gun misfiring or constant different changes every time you shoot it, it's a different pressure that's coming through the gun. Like you'll notice sometimes the slide doesn't sound like it's hitting as hard, and other times it hits really hard. Then you can pull off that circlip, pull out that chamber, and then it's probably all gunked up and you'll need to clean it up. You know, I use a lot of REM oil when I clean. I'll show you that right here. It's always worked pretty good for me. I know it's not everybody's choice. This is a Teflon lubricant. It's a good cleaner / oil. It's not specifically for air guns, but you know I use it on all my real guns, and I use it on these ones too. And heard good things about it, so I'm going to keep using that. There's another spring right there. I have not been able to really figure out what that does. It might be kind of a bottom-out spring for the slide, so I just leave it there. Anything beyond this point that you need to clean, get a Q-tip and get in there, like in here. Also inside that little hole right there. You want to get in there and really clean that up as much as you can. So that's pretty much it as far as the teardown. And then my oil points again are right here, the slide. And I'm going to go over the oiling of this, and there's a modification you could do to this as well. Take a file and go in these channels and file it down ever so lightly on both sides. And then right here, this was all black, but I actually saw that it was biting against the hammer. So what I decided to do was file it down, and it helped the action out tremendously. It's very smooth, cocking back and forth. Now, it's not so, when you do it by hand, it doesn't feel so mechanical. This made it a lot more smooth, good action. Put some oil on the pad surface here, the rails, run a light file through here, because it gets too tight. And put a little oil on the striker pin in here. And a little bit of oil on the piston right here. And then after you oil everything, you want to wipe it down. You don't want to leave any residual oil on there, because it will kind of stop things up on these. They do not like oil staying on them. But there will be, if you use anything Teflon, it'll leave a nice little surface layer of lubrication. That's why I use the rem oil. So just assemble it. Put it in the slide here. Push down. And it's one-handed here, so give me a break. Slide it forward. Like that. And you'll see what I'm talking about when you have your slider in here for your striker. When you don't modify it, it is very tight and it bites in this little slide right here. And that's why I filed it. Same thing too with back here. Right where, when you have this up and you're shooting, there's a little pin right down there that it rubs on. It's kind of a stop point, so to speak. And when you follow that down like I did, it really smoothens out the action of the gun. So that's as far as that one goes. Gotta go here. Camera's running out of batteries. Put on your spring, small side first. Gotta put the phone. Okay. So all I did was, put the barrel over the spring right there. And you just need to slide this back. I need to get myself a tripod. Like that. Slide comes down. Screw lines up. And you're good. When you put in the screw on the top of that slide, do not torque it down hard. Just a little bit, and use some rem oil or whatever oil you're using, as long as it's a Teflon, at the same time. Because the next time you go to take out that screw, it will be tough, and you don't want to strip it out, or else you are, in bad shape. I'll just leave it at that. Alright, so I think that helps you. From here, put a little dot on the O-ring in there, on top of the needle and O-ring, and wipe it down with the Q-tip. And then what I do is I'll put a Q-tip down the barrel and swab it, especially if you're using copper heads. It leaves a ton of crud inside the barrel. But really, that's it. This has been the cleaning of the Daisy Powerline 5501. Thanks a lot, guys. Leave your comments down below. Like it, subscribe it. I will be doing more later with my new acquisition, the C41. That's not the C41 in there, but there she is. Bye.